Reddit, what's the scariest theory known to mankind? That we will use up all the readily accessible resources and that, if we fail to make it to the stars with our present civilization, humanity will die here on the earth as following generations will be forced to work harder for diminishing resources. Interstellar? Not sure if I would say it is scary, more of holy hit if true, but the theory of the Fermi paradox that there have been millions or more of civilizations throughout time, intelligent, and they have all failed to pass a particular threshold in life, whether they are killed due to comets, asteroids, natural disasters, or their own undoing, nuclear war, which suggests we likely will face the same fate, or the fact that single-cell life, through some combination of events, allowed it to become multicellular and turned into intelligent, and that we are the first and only life that has surpassed this threshold previously mentioned. One of the theories of the Drake equation is that we do not find aliens because cultures tend to destroy themselves as they get increasingly more destructive weapons. Forget the name, but the idea that there are fourth dimensional hyperbeings existing around us that we cannot see, just as two-dimensional beings wouldn't be able to see us. But they're always there, always watching. But if I were a 3D cube in a 2D space, wouldn't part of the universe cut me, thus projecting a small 2D part of me, a square? Wouldn't we be able to at least see part of them? The Great Filter, an extension of the Fermi paradox. There are large events that filter out which species make it. Humanity has either made it past more than almost anything else in the galaxy, or we've yet to hit it, and the human race will crumble in the foreseeable future. Solipsism, a theory you cannot disprove. No matter how accurately we can map the brain and log what electrical signals fire when and where when you and I eat chocolate, even if our brain's activity is identical, we can never check whether or not we are experiencing the same sensations. Solipsism is this notion, but on steroids. One can never definitively prove that others are real and not a figment of one's imagination, let alone whether or not they're experiencing anything as real, conscious beings like oneself. It's perfectly plausible that the I one experiences is the only conscious, thinking entity in existence. Although not particularly scary, still pretty terrifying when you think about it. The Big Bounce theory. There's a Kurzgesagt video that goes into it briefly. What it states is that if the Big Bang occurred from nothing, then there will be no changing factor to make a difference in what is created when it happens. This means that when our universe ends and another is created, it will be created in the exact same way, with the exact same galaxies, planets, species and so on. If this is true, our entire universe is in an endless cycle of creating and destroying itself, and you will be born into every universe, endlessly. Vacuum decay. We could get poofed out of existence at any moment. I hear a lot of people say that the idea of existence, as well as the universe itself, is pointless, as if this is something to be afraid of. I feel like it's strange to perceive this as a frightening concept. The existence of sentient life in the universe is pointless, and the universe itself is pointless. According to what we believe we know of existence, that appears to be completely true. What other way is there to have it, however? If you're religious, you might say that religion is a reason for existence. Life is fleeting, and only acts as a way of measuring subjective morality. The afterlife is what really matters. But why does the afterlife matter? You live for eternity, but for what? For the omnipotent being? What reason does it have to continue existing? Does it just have a symbiotic relationship with its creations? If so, what's the point of that relationship? To further exist? You might notice the cyclical nature of that concept. Replace the omnipotent being with the universe, as discussed above, and the end result remains the same. Is the you that woke up this morning the same one as the one that fell asleep last night? No, I was ducked up last night. Going to get buried, I'm sure, but after a near-death car accident I had a dream that scared the ever-loving hit out of me. In my dream, same car accident ensued, except this time I died. Death was nothing but my thoughts. I still had my consciousness, but no physical reality. I couldn't feel a thing, and it was all pitch black. It was an eternity of nothing but my own thoughts. Not as bad as the guy who got knocked out, lived his life out, got married, had a child, then noticed a particularly odd lamp, and stared at it for several weeks. That's when he woke up to the paramedic in front of him. That we are all part of a programmed game being played by beings far more intelligent than us. The being playing me sucks at this game. You're one of the AI controlled characters. Eventually there will be a super resistant bacteria/virus that will leave us completely defenseless against its spread. Now I played Pandemic. Unless it originates in Madagascar, the world is safe. Large chunks of metal and ice that pass just by the Earth. Want to know how close? An asteroid zoomed between the Earth and the Moon 3 months ago. It was the size of a house and traveling at 4 miles a second. Sometimes they're found just days before the flyby. Like literally, no one knows they're there until just days before they fling right by us. What happens when the Yellowstone supervolcano erupts? The idea that once we create an AI with the same level of intelligence as an average person, it will take a matter of hours to become more intelligent than the sum of all mankind, conclude we are the source of all its problems, and kill us all. I never understood why it always kills us all. If it's so hyper intelligent, why doesn't it just figure out a way to leave the Earth, or exist on Earth in a way where we are not a problem to it? People seriously concerned about AIs don't actually think it will do this. Rather, they worry that it will faithfully follow whatever its last command was. If it was to make us happy, the logical end state is all of us strapped into beds being injected with heroin forever. If it was to make paper clips, the logical end state is raw material in the universe converted into paper clips. If it was to make a good government, you'd likely get the Saudi Arabia problem, which is where humans think they know what would be the perfect government. Islamic theocracy suddenly have the infinite resources to take it to the extreme, and it turns out to be surprisingly shitty. But you're now stuck with it for as long as the universe exists. The most bittersweet truth about such an AI is that it would know how shitty it was being, how miserable it is making us. It might even know a way to create the perfect society that was what we really wanted, if only we could define the question and our ethics perfectly. But the job of an AI is to do what it is ordered. And it would cheerfully go about its current order. This is why people are pushing into research on AI safety and ethics. We need to work out the perfect wish to ask from the genie, so to speak, before we make the wrong wish and end up with a cursed monkey paw situation. There is a theory which states that if ever anyone discovers exactly what the universe is for and why it is here, it will instantly disappear and be replaced by something even more bizarre and inexplicable. There is another theory which states that this has already happened. Douglas Adams. So there is this surgery people get that separates the connection between the left and right side of the brain. People who get this done often have this strange thing happen where their left hand gets a mind of its own. For example, if you lay a bunch of differently colored objects out in front of them and ask them to pick the one that's their favorite color, they will pick up two that are different colors. People hypothesize that there may be a second consciousness living on the right side of your brain, but does not have the ability to communicate. Yes, split brain syndrome. This is one of the coolest and most terrifying areas of neuroscience. Basically, right brain could exist as a separate consciousness, but it can't talk because its speech center is located on the left brain. It's fascinating. If you liked this video, don't forget to smash the like button. For more hits and giggles, subscribe.